We both woke up a couple of hours later in the afternoon, still lying naked on the bed. I got up, took a shower, and Ethan was still asleep. I was in the kitchen preparing something when he woke up and came up behind me, wrapping his arms around me. He was still naked, and I could feel his arousal pressing against me. He held my hips, kissed my earlobes, and whispered seductively in my ear. "Ethan, you didn't respond to my I love you. Me, didn't I?" With my words and my body. His hands moved to my breasts, caressing them. I could feel myself getting aroused again. "Ethan." I didn't hear it clearly. I turned around, holding him with one hand and his face with the other. I moved close to his lips, teasing him with my breath. He pulled back slightly, resisting, and I pulled him closer, looking into his eyes. "Me, I love you too." I tried to kiss him, but he still resisted, saying, "And what about your body?" I was stroking him, feeling him grow harder. I understood he wanted me to talk to him in a way that excited him. "My body loves you too. It needs you." He smiled and finally kissed me, passionately and deeply. He lifted my nightgown, exposing my body, and held me tightly as we kissed. He lifted me onto the kitchen table, his hands exploring me as he kissed my neck, my breasts, and then moved lower. He pulled down the straps of my nightgown and began to kiss and caress my breasts. I moaned as his fingers found their way to my most sensitive spot. I was still wearing underwear, but he said firmly, "No more of these. From today, no underwear." He removed them and spread my legs, kissing me everywhere. His lips moved down to my most intimate area, and I felt a rush of pleasure as he kissed me there. I moaned, unable to hold back. He continued, and I was overwhelmed by the sensation. I had never experienced anything like it before. I moved my hips, pressing against him, urging him to keep going. "Me, yes, that feels so good. Don't stop." He kept going, and within minutes, I let out a loud moan, completely lost in the moment. He stood up, smiling, and I could see the evidence of my pleasure on his face. I was spent, but he wasn't done. He hinted at what he wanted next, but I had never done it before. Instead, I opened my legs, inviting him in, and he obliged. He entered me, and we both moaned in unison. He kissed me and gently encouraged me to talk to him. "Me, how does it feel?" "Ethan, incredible. You feel amazing." I could feel him getting harder as we moved together. He kissed me deeply, and I whispered in his ear, "I'm yours. Do whatever you want with me." We continued, lost in the moment, until we both reached our peak. He held me close, still inside me, and we caught our breath together. Afterward, we showered together. As we dried off, I followed his earlier instruction and stayed naked. He looked at me, smiling. "Me, you said to stay like this, so I'm following your rules." We sat together, relaxed and content. I checked my phone and saw a message from my sister. She said that this woman, me, would change Ethan's life for the better. My decisions would bring him happiness and success. I asked Ethan what he expected from a partner, and he replied with 3 words: bold, confident, and adventurous. I asked him to explain, and he showed me what he meant. He wanted me to embrace my sensuality, to wear clothes that made me feel confident and sexy, and to explore this new side of our relationship together. Ethan opened a website on his phone and showed me videos of a couple exploring their intimacy in various places. On the beach, in parking lots, in their car, and even in a grocery store. The woman in the videos was always ready for her partner, wearing minimal clothing like crop tops, miniskirts, or sheer outfits. She was bold, confident, and completely devoted to her partner. "Ethan, now that you're my girlfriend, I want us to be like this. Are you okay with that?" "Me? Yes, anything for you, my love." That evening, he took me shopping to buy new, daring outfits. He asked me to wear something comfortable, so I decided to surprise him. I wore a sleeveless deep-neck top that clung to my body and had a high slit on the side, showing off my legs. I wore nothing underneath, and the fabric hinted at more than it concealed. He was thrilled to see me dressed so boldly. The top revealed just enough to keep him intrigued. We started at a lingerie store, where he picked out lacy bras, sheer nightgowns, and other intimate pieces. The nightgowns were short and transparent, with cuts that accentuated every curve. I tried them on, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. I couldn't show him in the fitting room, but I was turned on just by the thought of his reaction. Next we went to a boutique. He picked out sexy tops, miniskirts, and bodycon dresses with plunging necklines that barely covered me. The store was nearly empty, with only a few staff members around. In the fitting room, he joined me and asked me to try on the outfits in front of him. When I removed my top, he was stunned to see I wasn't wearing anything underneath. Me, you said no more hiding, so I followed your rules. His eyes lit up with desire. He had me try on every outfit, watching me intently. I could see how much it excited him, and it turned me on too. We kissed, his hands exploring my body, and I touched him in return. But we had to stop when we heard someone approaching. By the time we left the store, we were both filled with desire and couldn't wait to get home. But then he spotted a swimwear store and insisted we go in. He picked out bikinis that were daringly small, with sheer cover-ups that left little to the imagination. Trying them on, I felt a rush of confidence and arousal. I told him it was enough and that we should head home. But as soon as we got into the car, the tension between us exploded. We kissed passionately, our hands exploring each other. Me, let's go home. I need you. Ethan. Why wait? Let's do it right here. Ethan pushed his seat back and motioned for me to come closer. I positioned myself over him, aligning with him, and began to move. Ethan. You feel amazing. So warm and perfect. How are you always so ready for me? Me. You said you wanted a bold girlfriend, didn't you? Why would I hold back? I'm here for you completely. Ethan. Then lose the top. Let's make this even better. I pulled off my top, letting it fall to the side, and continued to move with him. We shifted positions, and he took control, holding me close as we shared the moment. It was intense, passionate, and unlike anything I'd experienced before. Afterward, we cleaned up and headed home. I could see the happiness on Ethan's face, and it filled me with a sense of fulfillment. Later, I stood in front of the bathroom mirror, looking at my reflection and thinking about what my sister had said. I decided to text her. I think he found the woman you were talking about. She replied almost instantly. How was it? I was surprised and asked how she knew. She simply said, it was written in the cards. She pressed further, but I didn't respond. Instead, she made a video call. I answered, making sure only my face was visible on the screen. But in the background, the mirror reflected more than I intended.